Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, thanks for joining us. And to my returning subscribers, thanks for your continued support. In today's video, we're going to look at one of the strangest characters in the Bible, Ahithophel, the friend who turned foe. Now, Ahithophel is a man whose name means "my brother is my falsehood," and that name could not be more appropriate considering the role he plays in the story. Ahithophel starts out as a friend and trusted counselor of King David, but ends up joining his son, Absalom, in a plot to kill him. So what causes this friend to turn fiend? Well, the book of 2 Samuel chapter 15 gives us some clues. In verse 12 it says, while Absalom was offering sacrifices, he also sent for Ahithophel the Gilonite, David's counselor, to come from Gilo, his hometown. And so the conspiracy gained strength, and Absalom's following kept on increasing. Now, if you've ever read the story of David and Goliath or the story of David and Bathsheba, then you know where this animosity comes from. See, in the book of 2 Samuel chapter 11, David committed adultery with a woman named Bathsheba, and to cover up his sin, he had her husband Uriah killed in battle. And it seems Ahithophel was close enough to David to question this decision, and he never forgave David for his lapse in judgment. This event seems to have created a deep rift between these two friends. So Ahithophel waits for his chance to get back at David, and that chance comes when Absalom rebels against his father. The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 15, tells us that Ahithophel joins Absalom's side when David is forced to flee Jerusalem. For Absalom, this is like finding a valuable general in the enemy's camp. Verse 31 says, now David had been told, Ahithophel is among the conspirators with Absalom. So David prayed, Lord, turn Ahithophel's counsel into foolishness. Now, many scholars see Ahithophel's character as a parallel to Judas Iscariot, the disciple who betrayed Jesus Christ. And there are a couple reasons for this. First, both men were close to their respective leaders, but they harbored bitterness within. Second, both men saw an opportunity to harm their leader and took it. And what's worse, Ahithophel actually offers potent counsel to Absalom, telling him to go further against his father. Like in 2 Samuel chapter 16, verse 21, Ahithophel answered, sleep with your father's concubines, whom he left to take care of the palace. Then all Israel will hear that you have made yourself obnoxious to your father, and the hands of everyone with you will be more resolute. In other words, here's a way to really stick it to your dad. Go have relations with his concubines, thus symbolically taking dominion over him. Wow, that is some diabolical advice. And Ahithophel doesn't stop there. He also advises Absalom to quickly destroy David's army so that he can't regroup. Again, Absalom follows this advice. He launches a surprise attack, catching David's forces off guard and winning a decisive victory. However, David had a spy in Absalom's camp, a man named Hushai, who was able to relay Ahithophel's advice to the king. And Hushai convinces Absalom to wait a few days before attacking again so that he can bring a larger force. It's not clear if Ahithophel knows that his plan is being foiled or if he doesn't care. But as we read in 2 Samuel chapter 17, he grows increasingly upset as Absalom doesn't follow his advice. Verses 1 and 2, Ahithophel said to Absalom, I would choose 12,000 men and set out tonight in pursuit of David. I would attack him while he is weary and weak. I would strike him with terror, and then all the people with him will flee. I would strike down only the king, after Absalom listens to the advice of Ahithophel. He proceeds to request Hushai's advice as well. Of course, Hushai, being a spy for David, contradicted Ahithophel's advice. Verse 7 says, Hushai replied to Absalom, the advice Ahithophel has given is not good this time. Ahithophel now fears that Absalom's defeat is imminent and wants out of this rebellion before it's clear that it's failed. Verse 23, when Ahithophel saw that his advice had not been followed, he saddled his donkey and set out for his house in his hometown. He put his house in order and then hanged himself. So he died and was buried in his father's tomb. What a sad end for a man who started out as a friend and trusted counselor to David. The story of Ahithophel is a reminder that even the closest of friends can turn into the deadliest of enemies, all because of personal grudges and the desire for revenge. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it with a friend. Also, the story of David and Bathsheba and David and Goliath will be linked in the description box. Check them out when you have some time, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on our next upload. Till next time, walk with God and enjoy His peace. Stay blessed.